Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to be showing you how I restyled my old KTM and brought her back to life again. Let's get into it. Hey, I hope you like how the bike turned out. I love this thing. I've been ripping her on the track. Definitely 50% faster than last year just because of the way this thing looks. I'm kidding. But anyways, if you guys want to do this to your bike, it's going to be super simple. And I don't want you to be scared to even attempt this because it's really not that hard. So if you're sitting there and you're kind of like, should I do it or not? Also, I want to tell you that everything that you take off the bike in the end, you can sell on Facebook and eBay and get the majority of your money back that you originally invested in all the new parts. Pretty much covers a lot of the cost. So if you guys are interested in doing that, definitely give that a look. I definitely know I got a couple $100 back on my old parts. So that was a cool thing that I kind of learned along the way. But anyways, there's gonna be 2 steps into doing this process. Pretty straightforward. Step number 1 is going to be hit the first link down in the description below. That'll take you to the itemized list of every part that you guys need. It'll have the plastics, the gas tank, the seat, the airbox stuff, the subframe. And if you guys click the subframe for an example, it'll bring you to a list of different bikes. And that's to cue you to go to Facebook or eBay, find something that'll fit any of these bikes that I have listed. That's basically just to help you guys with price because I'm a cheapskate as well. And I hope you guys, can find a decent price on some of this stuff. So step number 2 would be to hit the second link down in the description below. This will once again bring you my website. You can buy the detailed list of plans, the drawings, measurements, and etc. A few more directions, but super straightforward. I have this thing perfected. You're gonna want 2 brackets made up. You're gonna want the ones for the subframe to the frame. You're gonna have to weld those up onto the frame. Don't be scared, like I said. I was scared originally, but once you get into it, it's like, why was I scared to do this? It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, just those 2 brackets, and then you can have an optional 2 brackets of the radiator to the shroud. You could use zip ties, but I like to do it that way just because I just like to have that peace of mind of knowing those are firm in place. One more thing is the exhaust bracket, and I personally make that, and I produce it pretty cheap for you, so you can just go buy one of those as well. Yeah, like I said, the plans are pretty straightforward and everything you need to know is perfected. I spent, I want to say, hundreds of hours getting each bracket perfect because I did have to 3D print. I wish I could show you how many 3D prints I have of each bracket because it's a ton. I've done all kinds of designs and I found out that this was going to work best. So I hope you guys take advantage of that. Head on over to that second link once again. Pick that up and you can have it perfect in your hands, on your screen. It's all there. So hope you guys can share this with your friends if they have a KTM and they want to do a restyle like I did. It's definitely worth it. It looks awesome out there on the track, like I said, but hope you guys like this video. Hope you guys subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified each time I post. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you later. Peace out. When you guys order the Polysport plastic kit, the front fender and number plate will bolt directly on there. Same with the gas tank, that also bolts on just perfectly. And the next step here would be to slap the subframe on. And like I said, we did do an extension on the end of the subframe here. The dimensions are on my website, so if you guys want to check that out, go right ahead. And now that we have our subframe bolted onto the frame on top here, we're gonna put in our battery box, but there is a modification you guys are gonna have to do. Basically just take a Dremel tool and snip this big portion out of here just to clear that frame right there. So we're gonna move the gas tank out of the way. And it kind of just slips in like that. And then your tank goes on just like that, nice and snug. Now we can put our rear fender on. Make sure you guys don't forget to put this band around your air boot and carburetor to seal it. Now let me show you how this air filter system works, because if you have a 2014, you're probably not going to be familiar with this. So basically there's a grommet up on top for this little nipple to slide into. And then there's this little lever that also has a grommet for this nipple to slide into. So basically, make sure this is out of the way. You want to tuck it up in there. Make sure it snaps in. You hear the audible click. You push it down, you snap this portion in, and you're good to go. Now let's make sure our tank is nice and secure. Take the hardware off the old tank, use the same thing, just run it in, and it snugs up just like that. Now let's focus on the battery box here. Here we have our CDI, and we're just gonna snap it in. Same bolt hole pattern, just gonna use a longer screw with a washer on it. Just like that. You're also gonna wanna make sure your plug is plugged in nice and snug. And then you're gonna run these down into plastic, don't go too hard. Nice and snug. There are 2 bolts up here to mount your battery box. There's one. 2. So now your battery box is fully in place and nice and snug. So before we mount our shrouds on, we're gonna wanna use these brackets, and basically they just bolt into the radiator like this. Kind of make them nice and loose for now, so you can move them around. Just tuck them up like that for now. And we're also gonna do the same thing to the other side. Just zip them in, nice and loose. And we're just gonna tuck them up for now. Now we're gonna throw our left side shroud on. Bolts right to the gas tank. And then you're gonna wanna make sure the shroud clips into the battery box here, just like that. And there's another bolt on top. And you guys can do the exact same thing on the other side. Now when you guys bolt this on, you're gonna be able to see that this is completely loose. And so to bolt it to the radiator nice and firm, this is where the brackets come in. You're basically going to line these 2 holes up and then thread just a small bolt in there, and it'll keep it from going in and out like that. So here's your small bolt. We're just gonna run it in just like that. And now you can see that this shroud isn't going anywhere. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So when you guys do this for the first time, make sure that you weld the extensions onto your subframe first, and then you can know exactly where you can weld the bracket onto the frame. Basically, you put everything together, the seat included, make sure that everything is in line, and weld the bracket according to the line of this subframe. So you want all the weight directly going into the frame, obviously. Now the next step is to use this exhaust bracket. I make these on the website. The link is down in the description below. You can mount this side of the bracket here first because it has a nut, so it can give you some extra room to get in there. Then you want to turn it and just run it into the subframe here. Just like that. Nice and secure. You can't go too tight with these because they are plastic, but they are pretty strong, so just keep that in mind. Now you can mount your number plate. And then there's a small little bolt that goes right here. Make sure that's tight. And we're gonna do the exact same thing on the left side of the bike here. So make sure all your plastic is tucked in nicely. Just like that. And then you can go ahead and mount your airbox cover. Again, there is a grommet here and a grommet here that snaps into these 2 pieces. So make sure you guys don't forget to buy the grommets as well. I forgot, I had to order more. Now you guys can bolt your seat on, just like you would any other seat, except for this time it comes with a long bolt, and there is a hole here, and it threads all the way through the seat over to the other side. And that's why we had to move the subframe back, because the original one, the hole here was mounted back here and it wouldn't line up with the seat. So we fixed that issue, and you're just gonna wanna run it in. Just like that.
Say hi. Say hi, everybody. My name is Layla.
Last step is to mount your shock guard onto the back of the airbox. And that's it.